The arrangement of the solar system, with its 4 inner planets, 4 outer planets, and an asteroid belt passing through the center, can appear wonderfully. However, it didn't just appear this way. The initial planets were dispersed throughout space during the system's early phases of formation, billions of years ago. It is much more challenging to map this time period. However, fresh findings suggest that science may now have an explanation for what transpired. It might have significant ramifications for the existence of another secret world somewhere. The astounding subject, did scientists really establish there's an unknown planet in the solar system, is the topic of today's episode of ZE. Do you require answers to the important queries? Why not join ZE to see more videos like this one? And ring the bell for more inspiring material. We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, the asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune as we go away from the Sun. The final 4 of those are the ones we're most interested in today. They were created more than 4 billion years ago from a disk of gas, dust, and other cosmic debris that had just begun to form around our star, the Sun. For the solar system, this marked the beginning of everything and the point from which everything accelerated outward. Currently, Neptune, the planet that lies farthest from the Sun, is situated 2.8 billion miles away from it on average. But this distant, frigid, checkpoint world is not the end of the solar system. Pluto, a former planet that was downgraded to dwarf planet status in 2006, is the most well-known object beyond Neptune. It is located 3.6 billion miles from Earth. We are still a great ways from the edge of the solar system even in that case. The remaining Kuiper belt, the scattered disk, and the Oort cloud should be taken into account. Not just billions, but trillions of miles are involved in the distance from the Sun. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that there has always been some speculation that there may be additional planets orbiting our star but remaining completely hidden from view. Because we still know so little about the very first moments of the solar system, hypotheses of a Planet 9 have been proposed. Planets like Jupiter and Saturn developed and moved to their current places, as is generally known. However, the method used to transfer them to those locations has remained a bit of a mystery. Why did they arrive in that exact location? When they all seem to have had a similar origin story, why are their orbits distinct from one another rather than comparable? The solutions, though, might come from a new study. The multi-authored research, titled Early Solar System Instability Induced by Dispersal of the Gaseous Disk, is published in the journal Nature in late April 2022. The gaseous disk is crucial in this new theory, which describes how the gas and ice giants may have found their home in space. In the early stages of the formation of the solar system's orbital structure, the study mentions an event of dynamical instability among the large planets, but it emphasizes that the cause and timing of that instability are still unknown. But scientists behind the study seem to have shown what truly happened by running multiple simulations of that formative period. The gaseous disk's dispersion, or initial thinning and spreading away from the Sun, formed the destiny of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Imagine a newly formed star burning away the first stages of its existence in a cloud of dust. Around 4.5 billion years ago, that was our Sun. Additionally, it progressively makes space for itself by pushing the dusty fog away from it. As the disk breaches ever greater distances, it appears as though the early planets, which are actively developing within that dust, are then marked off one by one. Their orbital trajectories and evolutionary histories are thus initiated. Of course, they continue to be essentially and critically dependent on the Sun, but from a cosmological perspective, it appears as though they have left the nest. Because it's still unclear where the planet will end up, we may still describe this process as being unstable. However, the early solar system's overall structure now seems remarkably less chaotic. The solar system is painted into existence in a very orderly fashion. Much way soap suds are removed from freshly cleaned windows, or a cake is iced from the inside out. Where does the undiscovered planet fit into this, even if it's all extremely organized and satisfying? Planet 9 isn't specifically mentioned in the Nature publication, but those who conducted the research have subsequently discussed its potential consequences, including in a press release from Michigan State University, where one of the researchers, Seth Jacobson, is based. Can we declare with certainty that we understand all that resulted from the instability that existed during the early solar system now that we are aware of it in general? Most likely not. There is always potential for surprises and unforeseen developments in something as big and complex as an entire star system, regardless of the theory you subscribe to for how the solar system came to be as it is now. If anything, it could seem like the least that could happen to add one more planet to the mix. The simulations used for the study included variations that were tried with 4 and 5 planets at the beginning of the experiment. And the outcomes revealed that, in reality, there wasn't much of a difference in what transpired afterwards. With or without that extra world to deal with, the solar system up until Neptune ended up looking rather similar. In fact, it was discovered that the presence of that extra planet might increase the likelihood that the other 4 planets should survive, as we know they have. Clearly, the model has nothing to compare its prospective orbit to in the real world because we do not currently know of a 5th gas giant and 9th solar system planet. Though estimates may vary, it's believed that if it does exist, it may be orbiting the Sun 50 billion miles away. Remember that Neptune is only 3 billion miles distant. If Planet 9 exists, it will have had a very different lifetime and voyage than any of the other planets, according to this. There are already significant, fundamental differences between, for example, Mercury and Uranus or Earth and Saturn, but those worlds are rather close neighbors. Planet 9 would be so far from the rest of the solar system's other objects. It's incredibly hard to even conceive such a solitary but extraordinary environment. It may be that it's truly massive, lurking on the edge, with the sun's light serving as just the faintest, tiniest sign that there's more going on in the solar system's center, considering some theories that it could still exert a gravitational influence over the other planets from wherever it is that it's hiding. Would there be any chance of life there? Based on our present searches for potentially habitable worlds, it is improbable. Naturally, it's very far from the Goldilocks zone of livability. Almost everything in this location would probably be very unlike Earth. Then, could there possibly be an issue with Planet 9 for us? There are hypotheses that support this, especially in reference to the allegedly prophesied Nibiru cataclysm, where it is claimed that an old planet may one day collapse through the solar system, possibly striking and destroying Earth in the process. The majority of scientists assure us that we may rest easy knowing that we won't be shot out of the sky anytime soon and never seriously consider that option. However, the majority of the top scientific organizations do at least recognize the possibility of Planet 9. For instance, NASA has used research from Caltech that was presented in 2015, which involved mathematical models that also seem to support the existence of an extraterrestrial planet. According to NASA, Planet 9, if it does exist, might be as far from the Sun as 20,000 light-years, have 10 times the mass of Earth, and take 20,000 Earth years to complete one orbit of the Sun. However, the fundamental fact is that Planet 9 has yet to be directly detected. For the time being, we may state that investigations like this most recent study of early solar system instability give tantalizing suggestions as to what may be possible. We're still awaiting concrete proof. But because of this, researchers may have just established the existence of an undiscovered planet in the solar system. How do you feel? Do you think we missed anything? Please share your thoughts in the comments, watch additional Z videos, and subscribe to receive notifications of our newest posts.